welcome to today's reading. So everything's a little bit wonky. We have three beautiful cards today. We have number 1, beautiful lion, cellular upgrade with an orange stone. Then there's number 2, beautiful rainbow, and it's waves of inspiration. Beautiful lion. And then card number 3, dimensional shift with a rainbow opal stone. So these are your cards, these are your stones. You can go by picking it by the stone or by the image of the card. Sorry about the glare. Unfortunately, the overhead lights here keep giving glare, and anywhere I go, it keeps doing it. And I can't get away from it, so I'm so sorry. So I'll just give you another quick look over. So that's the card. So pick your reading. And without further ado, if you need more time, please feel free to pause it before carrying on. Let's get started with your reading. Hey everybody! Welcome to your reading, card number 2. And in editing Amy, please put the meaning of the number 30 here for everyone. Waves of inspiration, dedication, stamina, new energy. And that's the beautiful card you picked with the lion and the rainbow. I do love these cards. They're just so beautiful. And you picked the blue stone. Right, let me just grab my book. I'm just going to start by reading the meaning of the card you picked from the book. Set your mind on a goal. Place your feet onto the earth and use your inspired fuel to take you to your objective. Now is not the time to be lazy, withhold action, or doubt your skill set, but to move forward fully in this precious moment towards all your dreams. There arrives a moment in every incarnate's journey where one has to activate their grounded skill set and apply it to the task at hand. Oftentimes, these dedications can involve perspiration, sweat, getting through tough times, or pushing your mind and body to its perceived limit. When this card arrives, it's your Lyran family indicating that you have a major task that needs to be accomplished without delay. Tune in to your inner greatness and determine how you can act on your unique goal. For example, you may have an inspired idea from that past that has not yet been acted upon and needs action. Or you may already be involved in a particular project or life goal, and you need to enact a new sense of recommitment to it. Whatever it may be, or whichever stage you are at, this card indicates that the time of dedicated action is here. Your earth reality can be dense and sometimes your earth reality can be dense and sometimes makes one lackadaisical. Great strength, however, is uncovered by tapping into your willpower that is revealed through perseveration and dedication. Connect with this inner fire of yours and let its fuel carry you to places beyond your imagination. Now is the time for action, and know you'll be supported throughout the entire process. In addition, the meaning of this card can indicate that your body may be in need of movement or physical activity. Get your energy flowing and be open to any new ideas and projects to ride the waves of inspiration. So are we feeling fruity? Are we just on Java? Are we like, oh, I haven't got it. I don't have any fuel left in my tank. I have often felt like that in life. And if you're feeling like that, you can always ask heaven to give you some extra energy. Just say, I need some fuel. I need some extra motivation and drive. I luckily, for me, had my Nan in spirit who has been feeding me energy to keep me going. I don't know where I would be without my Nan in spirit. She's been my ardent supporter and has been really helping me through the hardest of my times here on earth since her passing. And our spirits, our family in spirit are always there doing that for us on the other side. So don't forget to ask them for help. And if you're really feeling stuck, ask your guides to give you some inspiration, to give you some little synchronicities to help you on your path towards the journey that you have started in your heart. Seeds of inspiration. I'm going to zoom through these top ones because the top ones are all to do with everybody who's watching. So not everything is for you. Just what stands out is, okay? So if I always say, if you don't jazz with it, lovingly leave it for someone else in the reading because it is, okay? So we're just going to zoom through these top ones and then we'll get to the messages. So the Eight of Cups reverse suggests that you refuse to leave a certain state. Indecisiveness, indecision, loss of purpose in your pursuit. If you lose purpose in your pursuit, it means one of two things. Either you need to pause and reflect, and to really sit with it for a while until within yourself you see a way forward. Sometimes pausing and reflecting and really questioning whether the loss of passion is just a loss of drive and a need to rest for a moment to regather your thoughts, or whether it is that what you thought you wanted, you don't really want, and there's something else better for you around the corner. It's not a time to get stuck. It's a time for pausing and reflecting. But don't put a stuck in your vocabulary. Don't say, I'm stuck, because you've literally just then stuck yourself to the spot. And I hate to say this because I'm vegan, but it's almost like pinning a live insect down with a needle. You do that with your thought. I'm stuck. Well, you are now, because you just gave yourself that energy around it. No one's ever truly stuck. They are in a moment of flux where the energies are changing. Sit back and watch those energies change within you. Be the one to then either follow it again, and when you do feel that ignition of your passion again after a rest, take up your cause, or look around. There are going to be other ideas and better things, and something will reignite your passion elsewhere. It's okay to drop something if it's not what you actually, it's what you thought you wanted, but it's not actually. You can change your mind. It is totally, as in your purview as a creator and as a human being to do that. I mean, when I was younger, I changed my mind as often as my underwear. That was a lot. Daily changes. What's the weather like today in Amy's head? See? So, it's totally okay to have a moment of indecisiveness, but just don't wallow in it and don't think you're stuck. I always say to people, and I've always said this, when you get to that moment of indecisiveness, and I say entertain it for 30 minutes, right? Sit for half an hour with the problem, putting it from different aspects. If in that time you have no answer, that means because you haven't got the life experience to answer it yet. So therefore, it's something that you aren't going to be able to, no matter how many times you look at it, after 30 minutes, if you've done that long, let's just say that's not going to change, okay? I say I had a filing cabinet, an imaginary file, like a bit like Sherlock Holmes, and it was my open files. So what I'd do is I would file that away in my mind, at the back of my mind, as an open file, and be okay to not have the answer, and be okay to walk away from it. And I would find later on down the road, I could reopen that file and I could close it off because I had the answer. I finally understood. But it takes time on your path in life, and not everything is going to be answerable or fixable or in any way like resolvable there and then. So rather than sitting with it in a stuck energy, don't do that. Give yourself the freedom to walk away in every situation, and you will then not be pickling your noodle and getting up in your own grill over the things that you can't settle in your own mind. It does you no good. It's like being on a hamster wheel. It starts giving you mental health problems because you're sitting in that stuck energy for too long, and it starts giving you anxiety. So walk away. In your own mind, walk away. File it and walk away. Don't even, because once you start giving that attention and focus, you start giving it legs. You start giving it, that thought form, a life of its own, because you're the creator. You're giving it energy. You're giving it space. You're giving it the ability to take over your space, your mind, because you're focusing on it. You are the observer. Anything you can sit back and observe and then let it fly by, or you can grab it, hold of it, and then until you let it go, it's going to be wriggling around or inside your head, doing whatever, because you aren't releasing it. So get yourself an open filing cabinet and start stuffing that shit to one side, knowing it's okay to walk away, knowing it's not going to like affect you in any way, and you will always get the answer later, and you do. I have got no open files now in my head. It's amazing. All closed. And I don't have that constant voice that is dominating me, because I don't allow it to do that anymore. Anyway, so next card, the Fool. The Fool advises you to follow your heart, but be alert to the risks ahead and accept what is happening instead of controlling it. I don't think anything needs to be said about that card. King of Wands reversed indicates dictatorship, caring too much about saving face and failing. Having a vision but not being able to guide others or overextending oneself. Well, waves of inspiration, starting a new project, being very Virgo. Virgos are brilliant because they're so organised. But like with every star sign, there is the extreme version of it. And we can all be extremists with our sign. I mean, I say Virgo, but it's an Aries card. But it's the toxic side of the star sign. So maybe you're a Virgo or Aries watching this, and you're like, oh, I tend to be a perfectionist, and I tend to get too up in people's grill over doing it my way, because my way I see as the best way. Your way is your way. It doesn't mean it's the best way. It's the best way for you, but other people do things their way. And once you start trying to micromanage, your projects are going to start falling apart, because the people around you are not going to like you anymore because you're constantly getting on their case, and the project is not going to go anywhere very fast because you're constantly having to be up in everybody's stuff. You need to build a team that you can trust and that they trust you, which means teamwork to make a dream work. You can't do it if you are a dictator caring too much about saving face and failing. We have to get this done. We must make it perfect. I don't want to lose face if this project fails. I don't want to be the one who have to go to my boss and say that we didn't do it right. Everyone fails in life. Not everything's going to go your way. And you're going to have to accept that sometimes there are losses. And sometimes, if you're the boss, you have to take the loss on your chin. But it's also on your chin for the win if you can successfully guide your team to victory. And that comes through not micromanagement and being overbearing, but being loving, caring, supportive, and allowing others to bring new ways of innovation to you, because other people are innovative, just like you. You are not the best at everything. None of us are. We all have our own individual skill set, and we all have our own individual way of being and of approaching things. And sometimes they're going to have better ways than you thought of doing something. So you have to allow for that growth in others. That's being a good leader. That's being a good boss. Right. Yes, I was just saying that. When the higher front is reversed, it means break the conventional and traditional norms. Break with conventional, traditional, go the other route, and you will find your victory, because you actually start to have that innovation I was just talking about through doing that, through allowing for new brainstorming sessions where people can go away and really think about how they can bring their fresh approach to a project, and then letting the department run with that idea if it's a really good one. I think, you know, we can all get very wrapped up in our own way of being and doing when we're perfectionists. I know I was toxic at one point with it, and I didn't win any favors, or actual people didn't like me very much at one point, and I understand why. Because I was too obsessed with getting things right, and it was my right. That's not the right approach. And I think we all go through our learning process. And then we have to admit when we're wrong and grow from it. I think that's just part of the course of self-development on the planet, isn't it, really? For each person, we all have our journeys. Yes. Oh my goodness. Like, last card, 3 of Pentacles usually stands for teamwork, which is what this is all about. Ways of inspiration, innovation, and teamwork. And it also indicates success is not an accident, but a skilled first class and real work ethic. I think that is a really good message, don't you? Card number 13, Amy. What's the spiritual definition of 13? I'll just pop that up for you there. Insight. Yes, insight. Have insight into your own way of being and doing. Constantly have a way of self-assessing that is kind and loving and allows for admitting error and mistake, but also praising when you do approach something in the right way that works. And that comes with your team as well. I think it is great to really allow people that joy and love in their heart when they are performing well in a job, because everyone who works really wants to deliver within a role that is passionate about their job. No one wants to feel like they're working without any kind of acknowledgement or respect. And people will know when you truly honour and respect them as employees. You have companies that just do some silly little, you know, oh, I give you 3% pay extra, like, you know, something that doesn't really represent the contribution of the work. And then you have people who do acknowledge that and have really good bosses in the world. And I think moving forward, we need to have an ethic that is totally different to the one that is motivated by just money. And I think you have to allow for spiritual and emotional and physical and ethical growth at work that really celebrates the employees. And once you do, they're like, I know it's going to sound weird, but everybody is like a living, breathing plant that needs watering with the right ingredients to really allow for them to glow and grow. And they will give you the best of themselves in their roles. But you have to be able to identify that within the individuals and then promote that moving forward for their best journey towards success in your company. And your company will benefit from the employees around you because you see and value them truly for who they are and what they provide. They are your best assets that will deliver your waves of inspiration and aspiration from your dream to its reality. So don't treat them poorly, and don't be overbearing, because then you're treating yourself poorly and you're limiting yourself in your workplace. Yes, the Rainbow Prince comes to you saying compensation and perseverance. So, you know, good compensation for the perseverance that they provide. It's not just about your vision being made into reality with, you know, limited resources and not recognizing those people. Every person that is a cog in your wheel towards your vision being realized is a valuable asset and has a purchase in its conception, because everybody has worked together as a team. So good compensation and perseverance will come from realizing the true values in life. They're saying, the spirit guides, as well as saying compensation and perseverance, are also saying dreams. We all have them. We can make them work together when we unify in our dream. And we can bring them into reality because they're our passion, and it is because of they're for the collective good. But we have to let go of the illusions that surround us when it comes to certain values that we've placed on things in life that mean that profit over people is the way forward. It is not. We're seeing right now in the world the true collapse of our society because the values are all wrong. This one, I didn't get, when I looked at it, I thought, it's your purpose is not going to be, I mean, it might be, I mean, I'll read it anyway, but I don't believe that's who's watching this, but it might be, so I'll say it anyway. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books, and it might well be. But I felt that for the waves of inspiration, it was about going to books and finding inspiration from the books in order to fuel your own aspirations and innovations towards your own ideas becoming reality. It is not wrong to allow yourself a wider scope of intelligence towards creating what it is that you in your mind perceive to want to come into reality. There are those out there who work in the same field as you that will be able to give you that thing that maybe you feel is missing at the moment, and will give you that inspiration that you need there where you feel stuck. So don't be afraid to go to the bookstore, grab the books, whatever you, I'm being shown that your guides are going to show you the books. You're going to go, I see you in a library going, that's the book. That's what I need. So they're saying, please do that. We will guide you to the right book. Now, when it comes to the workplace, for those of you that have found yourself going a little bit off-piste with toxic behavior, they're saying it's time to bring in the goddess energy, the divine feminine. Too long has the toxic masculinity on this planet reigned, and it's time to value the feminine energy. So they're saying express your divine feminine. We all have it, men and women. I have divine masculine energy and feminine, but it's about getting them in balance. And maybe it's time to actually soften your approach. Is that sort of that phrase, you catch more bees with honey than you do vinegar or flies? Can't remember exactly, but you get my drift. So express your divine feminine, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. Start nurturing your team. Start nurturing yourself. Archangel Raphael is saying it's time for you to start doing healing. Heal that wounded child within. Start going back and seeing why it is that you have these adopted approaches. It could be that it was something that was given to you in your childhood and you're bringing it with you. You do not need to do that. You can drop the toxic behaviors of your parents and bring in your own approach. And that is going to be a process of healing and self-examination from a loving and kind space. Now, the angels have 4 cards. I'm going to read them to you. The archangels start off with serenity. Serenity bestows an inner peace, tranquility, and calmness of mind. When you feel serene, you are your own person. For nothing and no one can bother you, upset you, or influence you. And we all know in a workplace there can be opposing, irritating personalities on occasion. It's a bit of a while since I was in workplace, but yeah, it does. Unless you land in the right company, you're always going to have like different, energies that you have to balance and get along with. But if you are like a calm, clear lake, beautiful and peaceful to be with, your quiet radiance brings hope and support to those who come within your aura. You attract respect and love from others, for all are calmed by you. As you become deeply serene, and still you connect to the higher powers of the universe for divine guidance, and your path in life becomes smooth and flowing, quietly ask your angel to hold you in serenity. Affirmation: I am serene and still. So when you're having a really busy, hectic, stressful day in the office with lots of meetings, and lots of difficulties with things in the project, and you're like, oh, take that moment on your lunch break just to give yourself 5 minutes of serenity, and that energy will pervade. I think it's a really good thing is for people who are in high-paced managerial roles to have those meditation hours before you start work. Get up extra early before you go into the office and just take some time to really work on your blood pressure. Keeping it low, keeping yourself in serenity is really going to afford you well in your role. Faith. Faith is such a powerful quality that it moves mountains. Angel wisdom reminds you, however, not to have blind faith in people or situations. Use common sense and discernment and never give your power to another. Instead, put your faith in yourself and your higher powers. Pray with integrity from your still, wise center and know that your request will be granted. Act as if it already manifests that it is faith. That is faith. Your angel guidance is to increase your faith in the infinite. I have faith in the support of the universe. It so works. It really does. I have pain in my back. I actually got to a point where I was in tears and racked with pain recently. I couldn't cope anymore. I'd reached my zenith of trapped nerve pain because of the discs in my neck. They were just really, it just kept ramping up and ramping up and ramping. And I can't deal with this. And I said to the angels, if you want me to do this role, I need healing, and I need it now. I cannot focus on being that which I need to be in life if I am in pain. They healed it. I asked them to bless a bath of holy water. I lay in it, and I could see that the energy was changed in the bath water, because water is consciousness. If the consciousness that the angels put in it is healing, then it's healing water. And I then went to bed. I woke up in the morning and all the pain had gone. They answered my prayer, and even until this day, I know they healed me. And until this day, it's still healed. I have occasional like stabbing pains. It's nowhere near what it was. And I am so grateful to them, because I wouldn't be sat here today doing this video without that. Aspiration. It is time to set your sights higher. If you are settling for the mediocre, aim for the superb. Stretch yourself to fulfill all your potential and hold your mighty visions. Find the wisdom within which enables you to aspire to the great and the glorious. Find the wisdom within you which enables you to aspire to the great and the glorious. I like that. I like that a lot. I don't know if you felt that through the TV, but my heart just went, hell yeah, I can. I am definitely feeling that. Then expand your comfort zones so that you can explore your dreams. I think that's so needed, that we have to have those times where we do expand what we're comfortable with to explore more of ourselves and more of life and the people in our lives. The angels guide you never to settle for less than your incredible human spirit can achieve or deserve. Ask for help from the angels, and they will guide you and inspire you to raise your consciousness and live at a higher level. Let your spirit soar and aim for the divine. I aspire to the great and the glorious. And finally, they're saying, and I think this is the best punchline for this end of this reading, understanding. Your angel guidance is to examine yourself and your current situation in depth, so that you have clear awareness of the underlying reasons for your challenges and situation. Acquaint yourself with the facts about the situations and attitudes before you take decisions. Self-awareness is a necessary foundation on which to build strong relationships and friendships and work. Understanding your personality is a basis for understanding your spiritual self and your mission on earth. Ask your angel to help you. And the affirmation is, I seek an understanding of myself and my life. Oh, what a gorgeous reading. Another lovely, wonderful reading. And I hope this helps you with your situations. And I love having your company today. If this reading has helped you, please leave me a thumbs up. It only takes a moment, and it's going to help this channel grow. At the moment, that's not really been happening, and I don't know if it's because I have not, and it's not actually because I've not actually been doing crap readings, it's because people are watching long enough. So I hope you've managed to watch this to the end. Please leave me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in my next video. Take care of yourselves, my darlings. Bye.